Can the Ghost finish Albright here tonight live from the T-Mobile in Las Vegas, Nevada?
The advantages both these guys have are going to be pretty evident early. You see the 71-inch reach for Nahil Albright. He is the longer fighter, and I think the stronger, more powerful puncher. But the hand speed of Frank Martin, that's the difference maker for him. At 140 pounds, he has looked really strong. He had a straight left-hand knockout of Rance Bartholomew in his last fight.
It was a second fight for Martin at 140, but Albright started his career fighting at 140, so he's a natural, longer, bigger, stronger fighter, but it's his awkward timing that really makes him dangerous. That's why he's going to go to his Keyshawn Davis, everything he can handle.
Let him go. Step back.
Chris, do you see this more of a 50-50 fight, or did Vegas get it right in making Martin a 4-1 favorite?
No, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I'm with Shakur that Nahir Albright is a very live underdog in this fight. He's coming off the win his last time out over Kelvin Davis, had a majority decision loss to Keyshawn Davis the fight before that. He's a very talented guy. Maybe he's one of those guys that just hasn't been given the kind of opportunities that other fighters have earlier in their careers.
Albright's a spoiler, and I wouldn't make him a heavy underdog here because he's coming out with a fight against a southpaw. So there's nothing that's gonna catch him off guard here with Frank Martin, a smaller southpaw.
Well, Martin certainly has more name recognition. I mentioned that knockout of the year contender last year. Racing Bartholomew, of course, fought Tank Davis, was stopped in that fight. Sergio, you thought he was doing pretty good up until that point?
I thought he was doing really well. I mean, the thing about Frank Martin, he has excellent skill. He's a smooth boxer puncher. Everything's off that quick 1-2, and he has great ring generalship as well. He uses the entire ring to set you up and bait you into punches.
And Chris, he's wearing the Detroit Tigers logo on his shorts. You'll be in Detroit tomorrow for the Claressa Shields fight.
6 a.m. flight. See you there.
Too bad you weren't there today for the big brawl at the weigh-in. I'm sure you would have gotten your hands dirty.
I wouldn't have had anything to do with that.
I'm sure we got beat up. Good luck. Albright's done some good stabbing punches to the body of a shorter fighter. Normally a taller fighter wants to maintain that height and reach, but Albright's so athletic that he can get away with it dirty again.
Yeah, it's not really Albright's MO to use his length to his advantage like maybe other fighters would. He is awkward. He likes to mix it up. He wants to make the fight physical.
Albright looking good here in round one. Nice left hook there from Frank Smith. Frank Martin, rather.
Partially blocked by Albright there, but yeah, it was a good shot around the guard. Those are some good body shots right there. That's what Martin's going to have to do a little bit more.
7 seconds.
On the back of your
Time.
Success begins with a passing.
Proprietor of the jab. He wants all of his fighters throwing that jab a lot in every one of his fights. And everything comes off that.
Especially when you have 2.5 inches in reach advantage and you got to put it to use.
Well, Sergio, which trainer doesn't want the jab throw? I mean, that's the foundation of the sport. A jab. Even Mike Tyson, who was smaller than almost every opponent he fought, said, man, the jab is my most dangerous weapon. Big right hand for Albright as he jumps into the fray. Well, these guys are going at it, man.
They are heavy shots, heavy leather being thrown.
Well, Albright's standing there trading with Martin. He didn't think he would do it.
It was funny at the press conference this week. Both these guys said, hey, I'll be there. Middle of the ring, ready to throw a punch. I don't know if I believe them at the time, but round plus into this, it sure seems like this is a fight that's going to take place in the middle of the ring.
They're punching with mean intentions, and it's Albright with a slight reach advantage that he's not using because Martin's not allowing him. He's closing that distance really well. And it appears that he's already taken that right hand to the body away from Albright as well with that pressure.
Martin said he believed Nahir was going to bring out the best in him, that he would have to dig deep in his tool bag to showcase his skills. Says he will stop Albright, but is not looking for the KO. He says it will come naturally.
This is what I like about Frank Martin. He gets his punches in, but then he steps back. He wants to be the natural counter puncher, but he's not afraid to start the action. See, he comes in with 1-2 and then he waits. He pauses for somebody to come back.
Yeah, that straight left hand, he's throwing that with bad intention. That's the exact punch that knocked Rances Barthélemy out in the 4th round. He just needs to set it up a little bit better, a little crisper with the jab.
Ooh, boy, he was exposed there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
And these guys are both
Stop.
going for it. Looks like the knockout here round 2. They're just not. No thrown away punches. Everything thrown with force. Crowd beginning to fill in here in Las Vegas, the T-Mobile, 6:53 local time.
I'm sure that short uppercut there from Frank Martin on the inside.
Martin actually kind of with a slight little left uppercut that rocked Albright.
Albright's backing up now as Frank continues to pour on the pressure.
Yeah, it was that left uppercut. He ran right into it, Albright did.
I got you.
Albright, the 30-year-old, using some veteran awareness to hold
10
on,
seconds.
get a couple seconds of reprieve. But a good round in the second here for the Ghost.
Time.
Gustavo Lemos was ruled out. Then Azim suffered a hand injury. So Albright back to the drawing board and ended up getting this fight.
Oh,
that was low.
You alright? You alright? That's good? Okay. Keep him up. Cross the hands, guys. Come on, let him out. Stop. Come on, hands straight. Get out.
Albright's being a little bit more physical and aggressive than he naturally is. I think he wants to get the respect of Martin and impose his will and natural strength.
I think this is kind of exactly what Hero Albright is. He wants to be physical. He wants to make this a rough fight.
Well, he said he was going to have a seek and destroy mentality in the ring tonight.
Let him out.
Only 7 KO wins in his 17 victories for Nahir Albright. Good left cross.
Albright's a good in and out fighter, good 1-2 puncher, but he's not a power puncher. And that's the reason I'm kind of shocked that he's being so aggressive on the front foot.
Chris Mannix is scoring this unofficially tonight. First 2 rounds in the books.
Yeah, they've got a 19-19, 1 round apiece for Frank Martin and Hero Albright. I thought Albright edged the first round with some of those power shots. That little short hook that Frank Martin landed in the second round that seemed to rock Hero Albright briefly and gave him the edge in the second. But a very competitive fight through 2.5 rounds.
Stop. I got you.
Frank Martin, known as the Ghost, that nickname was born in 2016 when all the lights went out in his gym. Everyone stopped training except for Frank, and everyone could see his silhouette. And they said, man, it looks like a ghost in there. And it stuck. The Southpaw from Sithersville, New Jersey, where he's in a 19-1 record here tonight.
Good upper body movement there by Albright. You know, Frank Martin should just be content hitting the gloves of Albright right now because he's trying to load up on that left hand and now he's starting to miss that shot.
Stop. I got you. Let him out. Come on, get it out. Come on, Frank, pull it out. Come on, stop.
Tonight's fight at a catch weight of 142 pounds. Not quite welterweight.
10 seconds. Stop. Round's coming.
Pretty evenly matched fight.
There it is. Fighting well on the inside. I think he's making it frustrating for Martin on the outside. He's shifting like he is right there, going back to the middle of the ring, not staying on the ropes. Clever fighter, Albright, and we knew this was going to be a tight fight, a competitive fight.
I like the Frank Martin is staying dedicated to those body shots though. Albright tends to overextend himself a little bit. Caught him again with that body shot coming inside. If Martin wants to, he can keep digging downstairs all fight.
Albright took this fight after Regis Prograis reportedly turned it down. Albright sees this as his big night to shine. Only 2 fights remaining on tonight's fight card. Quick little right hand from Albright.
Martin catches and counters really short and nicely. Anytime he does break the distance, he catches and comes right back with a short shot that catches Albright off guard.
Come on, guys, keep it up. Not keep it in front. Come on, guys, work out.
Catches and counters really nice is Frank Martin.
And Chris, you know this well, the win that Albright had over Kelvin Davis last June put his name, on headlines, but it was more about what happened afterwards. Albright claimed his attack backstage by two of Davis's brothers, Keyshawn and Keo.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation that he had to deal with, mostly because it took away from a pretty big win for Neil Albright, which turned out to be the only win that he had in 2025.
Albright had previously lost a majority points decision to Keyshawn, a result that was later changed to a no contest after Davis failed a drug test. Good for the right hand.
Yeah, the thing about Albright is he fights winners. He fights fighters that aren't accustomed to losing. 4 unbeaten fighters in the last 5. A 63-1-1 record. So these fighting guys aren't accustomed to losing, and that's what keeps them sharp.
Come on, guys, enough of the hands there, okay? Let's go.
I'm sure he'd like to be busier. Albright's only boxed once since October 2023, and that was the win over Davis. Albright overcommitted there. Martin nearly made him pay dearly.
And that's what Albright does. When he does miss with his long arms, he becomes vulnerable with the short shots, the short counters of Martin. Martin should keep
10 seconds.
The long torso of Albright and then picking him up with uppercuts.
I got you. Bell's coming.
Time.
Martin feeling very relaxed at this weight. Said he struggled when he faced Gervonta Davis. Feels much more revived and alive here, north of 140 pounds.
Yeah, sometimes you roll your eyes when you hear fighters say that and blame it on cutting weight. But the way Martin looked against Bartholomew and the way he looked and sounded during this fight week and the way he looks early on in this fight tells me right now he's fighting the right weight class.
I think Bartholomew at one point was an excellent champion, but I'm not taking a lot away from him, but he was 39 years old, and I want to see how he's going to react with a natural younger 140-pounder, and right now he has one in front of him.
Yeah, it wasn't when he knocked out Rance Bartholomew that impressed me, it was how he knocked him out. That straight one-punch shot down the middle. That showed me that he's got real power at 140 pounds, and when I saw building up to that, the hand speed, that was impressive. This fight I've got even right now, 38-38. That's Neil Albright. Last round, his awkwardness, and some pretty good right hands. I thought that just did just enough to win that 4th round. Super competitive fight, 38-38.
There you go.
Zone has it 40-36. They've given all 4 rounds to Frank Martin. What do you think about that, Sergio?
I think they're wrong. I'm more Maddox's side. I think it's 2-2 sounds about right.
It's rare that you're on Maddox's side.
Yes, it is, but I'm seeing a competitive fight. And I think both of them are playing to their advantages. Albright on the outside with the long reach, and on the inside catching counters like that from Frank Martin.
Yeah, that's the second time that Frank Martin has caught Albright with one of those short left uppercuts.
He really is a pretty fighter to watch, Frank Martin's. He pivots, he gets angles, he does a real smooth operator is Martin.
Albright made his amateur debut at the age of 14, turned pro, lost his debut, and then won 11 straight. Someone else who lost their pro debut and turned out pretty good is sitting ringside. That's Bernard Hopkins, another Philly fighter.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Oh, nice left hand there from Martin.
Yeah, partially blocked, still got the attention.
Time.
Who knows? That's a competitive fight. Who knows? That's a competitive fight. fight. Who knows?
No idea which way this one's going to go, although Frank Martin closed round 5 very strong.
Yeah, I thought the 5th round was the best round of the fight for Frank Martin. Started off early, landing straight left hands, slipped in some of those uppercuts. Solid round for Frank Martin.
Yeah, the fact that Martin's not pulling back his punches, he's keeping them real tight, and that's giving the long arms of Albright some issues. So yeah, that's good game plan and strategy by Frank Martin, just keeping it real explosive and short. And always shifting too, Frank Martin. You know, I love seeing that from southpaw. When they use that advantage, you know, get 2-3 shots in, then shift to the side. Yeah, I like this pairing of Buddy McGirt in the corner of Frank Martin, but I see some differences. In the combination, the punch selection, the patience, and of course the jab.
Martin said his boxing inspirations are Meldrick Taylor and Pernell Whitaker.
That's a beautiful southpaw, maybe one of the greatest southpaws in Whitaker. And the toughness and the combination and speed of Meldrick Taylor.
I think Albright's got to find a way to make this a little bit more physical. When he fights at this range, he tries to fight more of a classic boxing match. That's the advantage of Frank Martin. He's got the better speed and he's got the better footwork.
And he's scoring more punches.
And it just seems like Martin, these last 2 rounds, has really started to settle into this fight.
Is he figuring him out, so to speak, Sergio?
I think he's just feeling himself. He figured out himself. Frank Martin just knows what he can do. And when he lets his hands go, he can do it against anybody.
You got to check yourself where you wreck yourself, right?
That's right. Do you have any idea who sings that song?
I didn't even know it was a song.
Gospel Facts, I believe. Oh, good shot. See, that's an off-timing shot that Albright's really good at. It's not a 1-2, it's a 2-1, but he turned it into a hook in the end. Those are choppy shots he can catch southpaw off guard with.
Yeah, Martin's got to be careful when he drops his head like that, not to get caught behind the ear, as we saw Ibeco do a few fights ago.
And he's lucky that Albright's not a single hard puncher, or else one shot can change the trajectory of this fight.
Ten seconds. Side.
We showed you what those needs to do. Keep that right hand up to check that left hook. Those needs to do. Keep that right hand up to check that left hook, and of course take away the left jab by moving your head.
You know, I like some of the little body work that Frank Martin has been doing in this fight. He's not looking to land big consequential body shots, but it feels like he's trying to make Albright aware of them. Just tapping a little bit downstairs, trying to get those arms down so we can come over the top.
And keeping those elbows tucked in a defensive posture. You know, when you touch the body like that, you can't unleash the long punches because you're worried about blocking.
Let's look at Chris Mannix's scorecard, followed by our Fan Zone scorecard.
Yeah, I've got a 58-56. Last 2 rounds for Frank Martin were not that difficult to score. Controlled the fight with his speed, landed some good straight left hands. Really settled into the fight over these last 2. 58-56 on my scorecard.
And the fans at home?
A lot of Frank Martin fans. Huh?
Yeah. Well, the rounds that you gave to Albright were still close rounds, so I guess you can make a case for it. But according to them, Albright's done nothing. And he has done something.
Albright hit something like that there. Yeah. He came in with a 2-1-2. And that's the shot that's getting Martin off guard.
And now Albright having some success. Martin wanted an exchange with him, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Fully straight Martin's tracks, one of those straight right hands.
The best combination you can throw against a southpaw is exactly the punch that just landed there for Albright. Coming in the front door with a 2-1 and following with a hard right hand behind it. That's finally seen. I finally see a little chink in the armor from Morton there. That caught the attention of him.
You know what, Albright needed something like that to get his motor going. As Chris gave him the last 2 rounds, getting to Martin. That was great work by Martin. He's kind of doing a little peekaboo to find those entryways. He just got caught with the left hand though. Maybe the best round for Albright.
Martin keeps pulling back, and that's the reason the left hand's landing. The short right hand, he's touching with it, but it's a long left hand in the air. And Albright's catching Martin with it, pulling back. Instead of pulling back, he needs to stay in and body shot.
Come on, history, work out.
Albright is dishing out some pain here in the 7th.
Let him out. Come on.
Frank Martin's holding on.
Yeah, he didn't like that body shot.
Sergio, you know you gotta be an actor. Nice right hand, thrown up by the left from Nair.
Man, I can't believe Albright hit those up. Those are clean
10 seconds.
Boy, both of these guys having moments here in a round, 7th round.
Time.
Can Albright build on the momentum?
I got you.
Both of these men have boxing DNA in their blood. Albright has been, his father, Terrence Blue Brown, and uncle were both pros. Martin didn't start boxing until he was 17, the youngest of 6 siblings, so the competitive spirit was in his blood long before he put on gloves.
Let him go. Stop.
Says boxing for him is like a religion.
Stop.
Sergio, you would think that Albright's going to have to win at least 2 of these last 3 rounds.
And you believe that he's going to try to win those 2 rounds. And there's that same combination. Martin's sucking for that shot. Albright better keep throwing that 2-1-2. Because those shifts aren't working. They're not working for Martin anymore because every time he shifts, he's not stepping over to the left foot of Albright. So he's still in the reach of those long arms.
Martin landing more body shots than Albright, almost 2-1.
And Sergio, he's got the long arms, but it hasn't felt at any point that the reach has been a real variable here. Like he's sort of lunging in and landing some of these awkward shots, been really effective, but it's all been kind of these awkward inside punches.
Yeah, Albright is a natural fighter. You know, he likes to fight on the inside and give up his advantages, but he's doing well now that he's entering. Throwing that one combination, he's had success with it.
Are you surprised that Albright is meeting right in the middle of the ring like this?
No, we expect this fight to be competitive. There's a short right hand. Albright's falling from the hole to that short right hand now, and Martin is feeling him.
Let him out. Stop.
He said earlier Martin figured himself out. As Albright kind of figured himself out now.
I think so. Albright found a home with that straight right. And now he's not getting touched on return. He's not getting countered by anything, so he's just giving him more evenness to get going and go on the front foot.
Let the combination go. Nothing really landed clean there, but you gotta love the activity.
10 seconds.
Time.
You let the guy get credit, man.
Chris Mannix's scorecard who gave the last 2 rounds to Albright.
And it all even up 76-76. Certainly the first 4 rounds of this fight were ultra competitive, but I thought the 5th and 6th clearly went to Frank Martin. Here Albright, the better fighter over the last 2. So dead even as we went to the 9th round.
How about the fan zone? Hey, look at this. Oh, and it's still Chris. agree with you. Where's the fan zone?
That's a part that's a one side, one way.
They did it. They got it right. 7-8 going to Albright.
You can certainly hear the tension, the voice of Buddy McGirt after that 8th round. He knows that this fight is a tight one. Good shot from Frank Martin there.
Yeah. Oh, he's busted. He busted with that left hand.
Yeah, Albright shook him a little bit. That left hand finally caught the attention of him. He's back a little bit. Craig Martin should push him back. Buddy McGirt's right. Albright is not as good on the back foot like he is on the front foot. And right now he's a little wobbly on his feet.
I love the fact that Albright decided to just make his defense offense. He got buzzed and went right back into the fire.
Mayor Albright is a very tough fighter. Frank Martin in the back and forth during fight week. The one thing you have to hear Albright said, you're a tough guy. I'll give you that.
That's that Philly mentality.
That feeling mentality, and that's exactly what makes him the fighter he is. But right now, Craig Martin coming back, rejuvenated, extra gun, and still doing exactly what he's doing. But now he got the attention and hurt Albright.
Looks like a cut over the right eye or somewhere around the eye of Mayor Albright.
A really nice surge this round for Frank Martin. He knew he needed to change momentum, and he's done that.
And you can see that he's fresh on his feet and crisper with his punches. His mind. Well, he's in condition.
Both are in great physical condition, Sergio. To throw these kind of punches,
10 seconds.
The technique is letting the pieces out. The technique is letting him out. Reach on Albright. Let him get tight. Good morning.
good round 9.
And that's time.
Frank Martin coming.
I got you.
Chris, what's on the line for the winner of this fight?
The winner of this fight certainly becomes the bigger player at 140 pounds, which is a wide open division right now. You've got multiple champions at this weight class, but outside of Shakur Stevenson, maybe not a bona fide star here. So the winner certainly puts themselves in a good position to challenge for a world title sometime over the next year.
Boy, you might consider taking a point there. That was an egregious hold by Frank Martin.
He did what he had to do in that situation. His legs were gone. Grabbed off to the hero.
No knockdown, no knockdown.
Listen, Albright is hurt in the last fight, and now Martin is hurt.
Shot with a left hand. Martin's trying to fight back. Can Albright seal the deal in the 10th? Caught him again with a left.
Martin keeps getting hit with that same left hook.
I understand what the referee had to do there, but man, these guys were exchanging to stop this momentum from the Albright. Get the mouthpiece in. Minute plus to go. So Albright's trying to get the stoppage.
You see him have to wash it out. He put it right back into his mouth. There it is again. Mouthpiece comes flying out again.
Boy, you gotta bite down on that piece.
There that was on the hair right there. You cannot spit it out 2 times in 30 seconds.
Clench your jaw and let your fist fly. And that 10-second reprieve feels like an eternity.
Same left hook. Martin's going to get hit with that same left hand. If he doesn't keep that right hand up, it's down by his hip. Every time he jabs, he brings it right back to his waist. Albright's taking advantage of that.
Boy, Albright needed this 10th round, and boy, is he getting it. He'd love to be able to drop Martin in the process with 30 seconds to do it.
I got you. Hold on to the mouthpiece. Hold on to it.
Good left for Albright. Martin might just want to try and kill some clock here. As he lands a nice little shot.
10 seconds. Stop.
10 seconds.
Now it's coming.
Frank Martin.
Such a scorecard side.
That might be a draw, guys.
Horn found some success in the middle and then in the later rounds, but Albright goes
Relatively.
hold on.
Right, Thomas Treiber has the score. Right, Thomas Treiber has the scores.
Tingling Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all three judges, Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca, and John McCarthy, are in agreement. They scored the same, 95 to 95. This bout is a unanimous draw. There you go. That's all I had at 5-5. I mean, this was a nip and tuck type fight. And in front, both of them had the moments. Both of them got rocked. I think that final round that Albright had success in, that was a difference. And Martin let this fight go. The year Albright took victory from defeat.
Well, so many times it comes down to that last round. And if Martin had won it, he'd have won the fight. But it was Nair Albright who stepped up. And man, if he could have got the knockdown, if that mouthpiece had stayed in, got the knockdown, he would have won the fight. But oh, what could have been? Either way, a great scrap. And both guys come out with unblemished, I guess you could say. But man, that was a lot of fun, especially the last couple of rounds. Chris Mannix is in the ring. Who are you going to talk to first? Let's hear from both of them.
Thank you, Todd. Frank, 95-95 felt pretty fair. Sitting scorecard, sitting at ringside, did you think you did enough to win the fight?
Man, I could have did a lot better. You know, I feel like there's some things that I seen in there when I was in the ring that I wasn't capitalized off of. He actually an awkward, like, good fighter. You know, he's strong. He got like his movement is a little difficult. So I see why. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give guys problems in there in the ring with his awkwardness, and you know he got some pop in his punches too. So I give him his credit for going out and showing me, you know, what I didn't think he was gonna bring. He brought a better side of him than I thought.
You gave him credit during the fight week for being a tough guy. Did he bring a little bit more than that in the ring tonight?
No, you know, I knew he was gonna be tough. You know, I seen things that I knew I could capitalize off of, but you know, he threw a little different stuff in the mix today. So, you know, we prepared for certain things, and it was some things that he threw tonight that I didn't expect. So, you know, it made the fight a lot more challenging than I thought it would be.
You surged back in that 9th round, had a great 9th round, and then the 10th round you got clipped early on. How hurt were you in that moment? How did that change the rest of the fight?
It was cool, you know, once I got hit with the shot, I just grabbed, you know what I mean, like, just grab, you know, try to turn him and just move around and catch him with shots while I was on the move, but he kept coming, you know, so, you know, he put up a good fight, you know, he had a tough opponent, I take my hat off to him, and if we could go at it again, you know, I'm willing to go at it again for a rematch, you know what I'm saying, all respect to you, all right?
That was a pretty good fight. Do you think it does? deserve to be running back.
Yeah, what do y'all think? Y'all think y'all want to run back? Yeah.
I appreciate it, Frank. Here, you get the draw. Did you think you did enough to win the fight?
Yeah, I thought I pulled it off. It was a great competitive fight. I expected a war. I was prepared for a war, and that's what it was tonight.
5th and 6th rounds looked like Frank started to get into a bit of a groove there, but then the 7th and 8th, you sort of changed the tide. What adjustments did you make in the second half of the fight?
My coach told me if I don't pick it up, then we came here for nothing. And I wasn't trying to come here for nothing, so I picked it up and I thought about my daughter back home, and I just gave it my all.
Walk me through the 10th round. You landed a big shot, hurt him early. You kind of had a collision there that landed on the floor, and then seemed to keep losing your mouth guard there for the entirety of that round.
Yeah, man. If my mouthpiece didn't fall out, y'all know what I have it. But it was a great fight, and I think we should run it back. And I want to say, Gia, I love you. Daddy put on a show for us, and hey, we're gonna come back stronger.
I appreciate the effort here.
All right, so wait, I want to sing a song real quick. How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good time that made us laugh away the bad.
Good fight and a performance, guys.
I don't know, Sergio. He might have been better singer tonight. That was spot on.
Yeah, it is. I mean, a fighter and a singer. Great voice there by Nahir Albright. Just a talented person.
And of course, he's going to go with Boys to Men from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here's your total punch stats. By the way, Albright landed a fight-high 19 power punches in the last round and helped earn him that draw. But similar fight statistics. And Sergio, I mean, who wouldn't want to see this fight again?
No, it's a great style matchup. And the thing about Albright, he's going to give champions issues. He's going to give every talented fighter problems. He's a championship spoiler with Nahir Albright, and I'm glad that he got to prove himself again on a big stage.
All right, let's send it back upstairs to Ade, who I believe is also going to sing a song.
No singing from me here. I'm surprised he can sing after going 10 rounds and 10 furious rounds as well. No one likes draws, but I think that's fair to say that was a fight that was probably a draw, 95-95. You always felt, Shakur, like Frank had the early part of the fight, then Nahir came back into it in the second part of the fight, and in the end, if it went maybe championship rounds, Nahir might have got Frank out of there.
Yeah, I thought it was a tremendous fight on both parts. I thought Frank Martin looked good early, like you said, and Nahir took over late. Honestly, Frank was looking like a front runner to me. Like, he started off good, but like as the fight go on, it's like he got down. So, great performance from both guys. I would love to see the fight again.
One thing Nahir said at the end there to Chris, and I agree with him, if it wasn't for the gum shield coming out, because there was a couple of times where he was really on top of Frank, the gum shield came out and the referee obviously had to break it up. It looked like he was close to getting a knockdown, which would have won in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, you used to see the guy that's in trouble spitting his mouthpiece out to buy some time. In this case, Nahir Albright hurt himself, but I give him a lot of props. He closed so strong, pulled that draw, and if ever a fight begs for a rematch, it's this one, right?
Yeah, we'd love to see this again. You know, one thing Nahir said at the press conference was like, look, I'm going to stand in the middle of the ring and trade with you. And Frank was like, you're not going to do that. He stuck to his word. He stood in the middle of the ring and he traded, Shakur, and he's got respectable power, Nahir.
Oh yeah, Nahir is a great fighter. I sparred him before. He's definitely a great fighter. He got awkward power. Like, it's awkward. It's like you don't really get ready for his time, and he got great speed too. So
it's a really long reach as well. He's got deceptively long reach. Look at his arms, and it's very good. If you're Frankie, you're going to be disappointed with this. He was obviously ready to move to kind of championship contender status. This kind of puts him back